I read an article the other day about fruit juice, that you should not drink fruit juice in the morning.
I don't recommend fruit juice at all. If you look at my diet, it does not have any fruit juice. Because you take all the pulp and all the fiber out of it, and what do you get? A lot of sugar.
Even what if you squeeze the oranges?
Well, if you make your own oranges, that would be fine if you're going to have one. But most people will have a cup of juice is 6, 7, 8.
Easily.
And apples, it's 8 to 10 apples without any of the fiber. And if you're big into juicing and you're overweight, it could be the reason why you're overweight.
So Lorna gets up in the morning, and she has?
I have yogurt, full-fat yogurt with protein powder in it, with some nuts on top and maybe a chopped up banana.
Okay.
It's like having steak in my yogurt in the morning.
Steak in your yogurt in the morning. And if you like steak, I guess you could have steak in the morning.
You could.
People like different things in the morning. You don't necessarily have to have breakfasty things.
No, you've got to start the day with protein. That's the key. So none of this skim milk cereal breakfast with toast. That is the breakfast of a fat person. You need to have protein, an egg, a chicken breast, a protein shake, a piece of steak. Protein in the morning is going to jumpstart your fat burning furnace, then tons of vegetables all day, a piece of protein the size of the palm of your hand at every meal,
Nuts work?
Nuts are good too.
Almonds?
But yeah, nuts don't provide enough, so if you're vegetarian, you're really going to have a challenge trying to get enough protein. That's where you want to go to the health food store and buy a pumpkin protein powder that gives you lots of protein, lots of fiber, and little calories, and none of the problems associated with whey, which is a dairy-based product.
Peanut butter on toast, not the way to start the day. Doesn't mean you can't have it.
You can have it. You know, this is the thing. You don't want to go on a diet where you're so deprived that you can't function and you're not happy. But you want to learn which foods are the worst. If you're going to drink and you're going to have alcohol, you just need to tell yourself, every time you drink that glass of wine, I just had cheesecake. And then you get your head in the right space. Okay, well, if I'm going to have cheesecake, then I better not have dessert, and I better not have that big piece of French bread, and I might not eat so much pasta. You just need to teach yourself. Of course,
there's sugar in wine, sugar in booze.
Well, and what it does to your pancreas and the way the body responds blood sugar-wise, because people always say to me, but Lorna, it only has 115 calories. Who cares? It's the way that your body responds to that sugar that is creating all this overweightness.
So in the morning, if you had a piece of pineapple, real pineapple, an orange, an apple, start the day, an apple a day?
You want to have your fruit? No, you never start the day. You fasted all night. Now you're going to eat fruit. Your blood sugar goes foomp like that. You start gaining weight. I'm talking about those of us over 40. I mean, if you're a 5-year-old, you can have fruit for breakfast. But if you're 45, 55, 60, you don't want to you're breaking your fast. You haven't eaten.
You're messing up my whole routine because I'm Mrs. Apple in the morning.
But if you want to get rid of that belly fat forever, you cannot have fruit for breakfast.
Really?
No.
Because I've always been of the school, fruit in the morning, and then I'll have a little salad at lunch. Apparently, that's not the right school.
Protein, protein, protein.
Protein, protein, protein. Okay,
yes.
I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
You will drop the fat so fast, and you don't have much to drop because you're so thin anyways.
Right.
But for people who do, they watch that belly fat just disappear and get on a supplement that balances blood sugar. You know, we've talked about the University of Virginia, the Virginia Medical School University, that did 30 studies in people using a product called Carositol, which is sold in GlucoSmart, and this caused belly fat weight loss without diet change.
Okay, what about carrot juice in the morning?
No, carrots are the highest in sugar. If you're going to have a juice, you could have romaine with broccoli and romaine lettuce with all of the dark green colored things. But then you've got to throw a couple of scoops of protein powder in it, or you're going to have a blood sugar mess.
Well, how about a little scrambled egg?
Egg is
great. No toast.
Egg, no toast, chicken breast, protein, protein, protein. And if you're listening and you've tried everything and you cannot get rid of that weight, stop eating grains.
Well, improper fat accumulation has always been a mystery. People who go to the gym every day, go to Pilates, do yoga, eat properly, eat good food, and they have that little
Yes, they got this nice layer of muscle, all nice and hard, with this, 2 pounds of fat sitting on top of it, which is so frustrating.
Yes.
And it's so simple to get rid of. As long as your thyroid is working, you're de-stressing your life, you're looking at what drugs that you're taking that may be making you fat. and then you change your diet just a little bit. You know, I still eat all the things that you and everybody else eats, but I always am aware of what else did I eat during the day so that I don't get overweight. And I'm doing a lot of lectures on weight loss.
And you graze a lot too. You don't eat giant meals.
I eat all day.
You eat all day here and there, but not a lot. Eat less, mostly fruits and vegetables. We know the drill. Men with bellies, same deal, different deal?
Beer bellies and breasts in men is generally due to elevated cortisol. It can also be due to the fact that their testosterone is converting to estrogen. So whenever we see a man who's got a beer belly and breasts, we go, uh-oh, his testosterone is converting into estrogen. It's often converting into DHT as well, which causes hair loss and increased risk of prostate cancer. So guys should really be aware of their belly fat. It's also a risk of cardiovascular disease.
But the men I know and love who have bellies, they're harder.
Yes.
Some are.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? They're not like soft and
mushy
like Pillsbury Doughboy.
Right. They have this hard belly. Well, that's actually worse. What happens is a lot of the organs of the inside of the body end up, you know, becoming distended. So they're actually pushing up against the belly. And for those men who have beer bellies and breasts, they need to de-stress their life. They do very well on the CLA and green tea extract. They're the ones that really lose weight fast. They actually did a study in postmenopausal women giving them CLA with green tea extract, and they were able to lose weight quite quickly with no diet change. So,
interesting.
So we can use, and these are Health Canada approved, so it's not like, you know, hokey weight loss things that we can't have, that we don't have any clinical research on.
So at the beginning of the year, you have what tests? Every year, go to the doctor, say, test my thyroid.
In January, you should have your thyroid checked. You should have your CRP. This is a very cheap test that can be done. You don't pay for it. Medical covers it, to determine how much inflammation you have in the body, which determines your risk of cardiovascular disease. Everybody does cholesterol, good cholesterol, bad cholesterol, triglycerides, but things like thyroid, and get your iron checked. Ferritin and hemoglobin, and men should do it too, and women over the age of 60, only because we're not eating so much red meat anymore, which is the main source of iron in our diets. And as a result, we're seeing people at 65, women at 65 iron deficient, men iron deficient, where they never used to think that that was going to happen before. So get your hemoglobin and ferritin checked with your thyroid, and get a CRP test done.
Okay, and low iron means what?
Low iron means fatigue. Hair loss. Women will lose all their hair when their ferritin levels drop. It's the #1 reason for hair loss in women. But fatigue, no energy, you're huffing and puffing when you get to the top of the stairs, may have nothing to do with being out of shape. Women who cannot work out, they're always fatigued. They just don't have the energy to work out. They generally have low iron.
And when you work out, you feel so good, as you know.
You do.
Mood swings?
Oh, again.
Up and down, up and down.
This is where the health food store shines. I tell people, don't take antidepressants unless you're suicidal, because the health food store has the greatest nutritional supplements with massive amounts of research for depression and low mood. And I just told you that a lot of the antidepressants cause up to a 60-pound weight gain, common ones that people are taking every day. So you definitely want to look for something else, and that's where we have 5-HTP in the health food store that raises serotonin beautifully, and Health Canada just approved tryptophan again.
Really?
Yes.
So if you want to do 2 new things this new year, you say a multivitamin. If you don't want to take pills, this. Okay, well, eliminate the apple in the morning.
Yes, take the apple after you eat lunch, but not in the morning. Multivitamins with minerals. A lot of people have a hard time swallowing them. They feel yucky, whatever the reason. So I found the greatest gummy bears for adults. And they come in this gigantic bottle. You take 1 a day. They're delicious. Yes, they have sugar in them, but they're not for the purist. Just a tiny little bit to make them taste good. But for those of us who are tired of swallowing pills, there are powdered vitamins at the health food store. There are liquid ones, and you can now get gummy bears for adults. That's for the mom who was eating her kids' gummy bears at breakfast when she gave the children
you know,
theirs.
some of those pills are like horse pills.
They are
giant, and when you have your little stash in the morning,
you gag looking at it. I know it's hard. So we want to make it easy. There's always a way to get what you need simply and easily, and so look for the gummy bear multivitamins.
Sure. Maybe next time you're here, we can talk about dementia and Alzheimer's prevention. I saw a study a couple days ago about coconut oil and it's linked to Alzheimer's prevention. I know it's much more complicated than that.
Oh,
but
it's actually not.
Just try anything.
There are foods that can make a huge difference in regards to preventing Alzheimer's, and we should do a show because in Canada, at age 60, 15% of the population has Alzheimer's. By age 80, 50% of us will have Alzheimer's disease.
Or dementia.
This is Alzheimer's, true Alzheimer's.
Really, by 80?
Yeah, well, most of us don't live that long anyway, so remember the average age for women is 82.
Well, how depressing. Thank you. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
Lorna Vanderhaeghe, author of A Smart Woman's Guide to Weight Loss and other books. It's not available right now, but in a week or so.
Friday.
Friday, okay.